welcome to the season finale of the WHL show. I can't believe that we are here. We have made it 19 episodes. 19. It wasn't 19 weeks. It was because we've of course have had a couple breaks between each weekly episode, but 19 episodes of us doing this, and that's insane. So thank you to everybody. First of all, thank you to everybody who has tuned in with us, whether or not you were with us from the start or if you came in halfway through the show. Either way, thank you so much to everybody who's watched, and we are going to bring you some great content for the last episode here. The WHL and the CHL Memorial Cup has come to a close. A really solid in-depth recap and review for you. We're going to go over all of the games and the stats as well as the results of the Memorial Cup as a whole. We're going to go over general CHL and WHL news, roster moves, trades, etc. And then we will go ahead and say goodbye for the season. And make sure I will go over this again towards the end of the episode, but make sure that you follow us on all the social medias because we have some big things coming. Some things are in the works behind the scenes, and they are large. So follow us on the social media. I will provide the actual usernames and everything at the end of the episode. But that way you can stay informed. It'll be big and exciting. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the Memorial Cup recap. Adrian and Tanner are going to go ahead and read off the recaps and the stats for the games of the Memorial Cup. And then after that, I will go ahead and talk about the winners of the Memorial Cup and a little brief recap of stats and records and such. So if you guys want to go ahead and take the floor,
Okay. So for game one of the Memorial Cup, it was the Medicine Hat Tigers versus the Rimouski Oceanic. There's a lot of French names here. I don't speak French. Let's just put that out there.
Preface with that.
My pronunciation will not be good. Medicine Hat won that game 5-4 with goals from Ryder Ritchie, assists to McKenna and Weisblatt. Male Levine, assist to Blaze and Corsall. Male, same names, huh? Male St. Denis, assisted by Blaze. Bryce Pickford for the Tigers, assisted by Molendijk and Weisblatt. Jacob Matthew, assisted by Cataford and Waugh. Bryce Pickford, again, assisted by Wu and St. Martin. Gavin McKenna, assisted by Weisblatt. Jonathan Fauchon, assisted by Cataford and Waugh. And the last goal was Hunter St. Martin, assisted by Molendijk and Weissenen. And Gavin McKenna got player of the game with 1 goal, 1 assist, and a +2.
And then game 2 was the London Knights versus the Moncton Wildcats. London won the game 3-2 in overtime. The goals were for London, Sam O'Reilly with a Dickinson and Montgomery assist. And then for Moncton, it was Morin with the Mercier and McKinnon assist. And then for London again, it was Halutinen with a Cowan and Barkey assists. And then back again for Moncton, it was Gill with a Mercier and Grenier assist. And then Sam O'Reilly with Cowan and Barkey assists again. And the player of the game was Sam O'Reilly with 2 goals, 10 shots on goal, and the game-winning goal in overtime.
Game 3 was the London Knights versus the Rimouski Oceanic again. London won that game 3-1. The 1 goal for Rimouski was by Eric Smateko, assisted by Cataford. And the rest of the goals were, oh god, I'm going to butcher this. Henry Bristowicz,
Kind of looks like, yeah.
unassisted for London. And then Jacob Julian, assist to Haltonen and Cowan. And then Easton Cowan, assisted to Barkey and O'Reilly. And the player of the game was Easton Cowan with 1 goal, 1 assist. And also +2. And the London Knights head coach Dale Hunter made history with the win. He now had the most Memorial Cup wins by any CHL coach with 15.
Oh, that's crazy. Game 4 was Medicine Hat versus Moncton. Medicine Hat won 3-1. The first goal was Ryder Ritchie, assisted by Weisblatt and McKenna, and then Ryder Ritchie again, assisted by Basha and Wu. The 1 goal for Moncton was Dylan Gill with assist by Johansson and Mercier. You have McKenna again, with Ryder Ritchie assist, and the player of the game was Ryder Ritchie with 2 goals, 1 assist, and 8 shots on goal.
Game 5 was London Knights versus the Medicine Hat Tigers. Medicine Hat won that game 3-1. The 1 goal for London was Casper Haltonen, assist by Dickinson and Barkey. And the Tigers' goals were Ethan Newton's, assist by Molendijk, Matthew Ward, assist from Volotovsky and Newtons, and Ryder Ritchie was assist to Weisblatt. And the player of that game was Harrison Menigan with 35 saves.
All right. And then game 6 was Moncton versus Rimouski. Moncton won 6-2. The game was treated as a tiebreaker game since Moncton and Rimouski both had no points. The first goal was Julius Sumps with a Pekarchik assist, and then it was Mel St. Denis with a Corsall and Martin assist. Then it was Matthew Cataford with a Thyberg and Pilot assist. And it was let's see, Uraj Pekarchik with a McKinnon and Mercier assist, and then Gabe Smith with a Lounsbury assist, and then Etienne Morin with a Smith and Cote assist. Gabe Smith with again another Lounsbury assist. Alex Mercier with a Smith and Sump assist. And then the player of the game was Gabe Smith with 2 goals and 2 eliminations, and that resulted in Rimouski being eliminated. Yeah.
He did 2 goals and 2 eliminations.
Yeah.
2 goals and 2 assists.
That's what I meant. The words are right underneath each other.
Yeah, we did have one out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. The semifinal game was Moncton versus London, since the Tigers beat London and Moncton beat Rimouski. London won that game 5-2. The goals were from Landon Sim with assist of Bonk and Julian. For Moncton, it was Caleb Desnoyers with Morton and Collard. Then it was Denver Barkey with Cowan and O'Reilly. Then Dylan Gill with another Desnoyers assist and Sumpf. And then Blake Montgomery with a Dickinson and Haltonen assist. Jesse Nurmi and with a Julian assist, and Easton Cowan with a Barkey assist. And the player of that game was Sam Dickinson. He had 1 assist, a +2, and 7 shots on goal.
I always get Easton Cowan and Dawson Cowan mixed up because their first names sound the same, and also like, goal? Isn't he a goalie? Hey, no, he sure isn't.
I'm not even related.
Yeah, really?
No.
Well, you know.
Interesting. And then the Memorial Cup final game was between Medicine Hat and London. London won 4-1. It was a Jacob Julian goal with a Brustovich assist and a Dickinson assist. Easton Cowan with an O'Reilly and Dickinson assist. 2 Denver Barkey goals, 1 assisted by Dickinson, 1 unassisted. And then the lone goal by Medicine Hat was Gavin McKenna with assists to Väisänen and Molendijk.
As a result of this, the London Knights have officially gotten redemption from last year's tournament by becoming the 2025 Memorial Cup champions. Easton Cowan was awarded the Stafford Smythe Memorial Trophy for the tournament's most valuable player. He tallied 3 goals, 4 assists for a total of 7 points in the tournament, and he tied the record for the most Memorial Cup points in London Knights franchise history. The head coach, Dale Hunter, is now tied for the most Memorial Cup championship wins with 3 wins. The Moncton Wildcats forward Alex Mercier won the George Parsons Trophy for the most sportsmanlike player. And the Knights overager starting goaltender Austin Elliott won the Hap Ems Memorial Trophy for the tournament's best goaltender. On a record of 55 wins and only 3 losses. He was 16-1 in the OHL playoffs, which is just insane. Ozzy, because holy cow. Love that guy. Yeah, and then we have the All-Star team, if y'all want to read off them.
Yes, the All-Star team for the Memorial Cup was Denver Barkey and Easton Cowan from the London Knights, Gavin McKenna, of course, from Medicine Hat, Sam Dickinson from London, Tanner Molendijk, shout out, and Austin Elliott, which, that tracks. Yeah. I kind of wish they could have had 2 goalie awards, because I feel like Menigan also deserved a 100% shout out.
Absolutely.
For how he played all playoffs. But, you can only pick one.
Yeah.
And we love them both. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shout out.
All the goalie love in the WHL show. How WHL show. So for the Memorial Cup points leaders, as you guys know, if you follow the show, you know that we go over the WHL points leaders and stats and such. And obviously, we don't have regular season nor WHL stats to cover. So this is the pretty much the same thing, but for the Memorial Cup. For the points, and Easton Cowan tied for first with 7. Gavin McKenna and Sam Dickinson tied for second with 6, and then Ryder Ritchie was in third with 5. Also, Ryder Ritchie is still such a Raider in my brain. It's so weird that
right.
associated with the Tigers. He is still like I thank you. Sorry. He's still very much a like I picture him and he's in green. So seeing his name next to all the Tigers, even though he is very much a Tiger. And speaking of Ryder Ritchie, he led the Memorial Cup in goals with 4. And then in second, there was a big tie. It was Denver Barkey, Easton Cowan, Gavin McKenna, and Dylan Gill, all tied with 3. For assists, Sam Dickinson led with 6 assists. Oasis Weisblatt was in second with 5. And then we had another fun tie in third with Tanner Molendijk, Alex Mercier, and Denver Barkey tied with 4, amongst others, but those are the top that we listed. For goalies, our goals against average, Austin Elliott had an outstanding 1.59. That is gorgeous. He had a 1.59 goals against average to lead the goalies in GAA. Harrison Minigan was second with a 2.54, which is still really good. And then Mathis Rousseau was in third with a 2.72. Again, still really good. My personal, again, I always have to relate back to my stats. My personally has not gone below a 3 yet. So, and like the average has not gone below a 3. So, I envy these numbers. Save percentage. Austin Elliott had a 0.943 and led in first. And second was Rousseau with a 0.906. And Minigan also had a 0.906 for save percentage. And then we get, so that is the Memorial Cup. That was really close. The Tigers were really, really close, but the London Knights ended up coming out on top. So congratulations to all the teams who made it to the Memorial Cup. Congratulations to the Tigers for such an impressive run, and of course, congratulations to the London Knights for their championship win. And now we get to talk a little bit about Penticton, the new team that is being introduced to the league this coming season. We have the Penticton Vs. We've talked about them before. We've talked about the expansion draft and some of the trades that have gone down in preparation for the upcoming season. And we have a little bit more info for you in regards to this team and the players that are going to it. And yeah, so if you guys want to go ahead and take the floor here, we're going to chat about the Vs a little bit.
Was it Penticton? A beautiful city. I've got some family there, and it's just incredible. I love it there.
I've heard it's really pretty. I have not been there.
It's so nice.
This season.
Let's go. We'll meet up.
Exactly. We now have an excuse.
Penticton signed a few people in the past couple weeks and a half. The notable one, their first ever pick in franchise history, 2010-born defenseman Thor Lifton, still one of the coolest names ever.
Right.
And former Broncos draft pick 09 forward Brooks DeMars, which means Swift Current now owns Penticton's 2028 first-round pick as it was conditional on DeMars' signing. The Vs have also signed familiar face Louis Wayman. Louis was an 06 forward who signed with the BCHL Vs in November of 2024. He tallied 25 points in 39 games and has committed to Cornell University in the NCAA. The Vs also went to go on and sign 2 05 players. The first signing was 05 defenseman Nolan Stevenson to a WHL scholarship, which means he is no longer going to the NCAA next season, as decided to stay with the Vs in the 25-26 season.
Awesome.
The second player was 05 forward Ryden Evers, who played the 24-25 season with the Vs in the BCHL and led the Vs in scoring during their regular season.
I think it's so cool that they get a BCHL V on the WHL Vs.
Right. I think it's so fun to have crossover.
Be like if when the Wilds were introduced to the league, if they had one of the BCHL players make the team that year, that would have been so. I find that so cool that they get to stay.
Right. I love that.
Level. I think that's neat.
With these signing, it means Penticton has filled out 3 out of 4 overager spots. Out of 4.
Yeah, they got
Oh.
4 because they're an expansion team.
I forgot about
about that.
I'm like,
Lucky.
is that us? No, or the rest of the teams get more imports, don't they?
Yeah, there's
That's
3
what it
imports
is?
now.
Yeah, okay.
That's nice. I'm
Anyway.
excited.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. It means Penticton's filled out 3 of their 4 overager spots with forward Mateo Dennis via PG, defenseman Nolan Stevenson, and forward Rylan Evers. They do still have Brady Burney's rights. We probably won't know about his path till closer to training camps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the final expansion pick came in 2 days after the Memorial Cup ended.
Yeah, 2 or 3. I think.
Yeah. I think it was 3 days because they took a long time.
Yeah.
The Medicine Hat Tigers from the Tigers. The V's took 08 forward Avery Watson. He spent the 23-24 season with the or 24-25.
Yeah.
Yes. With the South Alberta Hockey Academy U18 prep team in the CSHL. He recorded 26 points, 10 goals, and 16 assists in 32 games. He was originally selected by Medicine Hat in the 8th round, 153rd overall in the 2023 WHL draft. This brings Penticton's roster to 14 forwards, 7 defensemen, 4 goalies. They have 405s, 1106s, 307s, 608s, and 109 for an average age of 18.7. I like to breathe the whole time.
Now we have a quick little recap of some trades and roster moves for you guys. Some rosters might, what did we write here? Some roster might have happened, but unless the team or player announces them, we have no way of knowing about them. So if anything has happened and isn't here, we'll find out later on. So if there's anything new, we'll tweet about it. So this is, I don't know what date this is like as of, but
I think Jessie was pretty regular about updating things as they happen. She's real good with that.
Shout out to Okay, great. So we're just going to go ahead and just take turns reading this off because we have some great info for you here. I'll go ahead and start us off. The Tri-City Americans announced that defenseman Austin Zemlak has committed and signed to Arizona State University, which is my current college, for the 2025-2026 season. This brings Tri-City's overage situation to 405s at the moment. Right now they have defenseman Carter Savage, goalie Lucas Mateka. Oh, he's an overager this year. Wow. Defenseman Terrell Goldsmith, and then forward Jake Goodell. Oh my gosh, I know him, and I didn't even say his name right. It's fine. Just forgot how to read. So that is going to be the 4 overagers that we have so far. They still have 1 spot to clear for that team. So we're just gonna pay attention to the AMs there. And then if y'all want to go ahead and take over the Royals.
Yeah, the top-rated prospects for the Royals. This was a big hit for the team, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Cole Reshny and Keaton Verhoff. Cole Reshny is an 07 and Verhoff's an 08. They both announced they're committing to the University of North Dakota for the upcoming season. Reshny is a top prospect, same, for the 2025 NHL draft, and Verhoff is a top project. Again, for the 2026 NHL draft. And those were like 2 of their really, really big players. So both of them leaving is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting to see who's like, I'm going to stay until the end of my dub career and then go to the NCAA, and who's like, hey, peace out. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Kamloops 05 defenseman Samuel Borshoa announced he's going to the University of Manitoba for the 25-26 season. That brings their overager list to 6 players. Ooh. Let's see. Goalie Alex Scheiweiler, D. Ryan Michael, defenseman Rhett Ravendal, F. Jordan Keller, F. John Sabo, and forward Emmett Finney, who is likely to stick it in the AHL. That's what a list. They got Rhett Ravendal, Jordan Keller, John Sabo.
That's tough.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Oil Kings, they announced that, oh my gosh, I didn't read that ahead of time. Cool, good for him. 05 forward Cole Miller has committed to the Canisius University Golden Griffins. That's a fun name. And the NCAA 2025-2026 season, which brings their overager list to 5 players right now. Goaltender Alex Worthington, defenseman Nico Sukumis, forward Rowan Woodward, forward Grayson Sauchin, forward Miroslav Homlinka. But as it stands, Homlinka and Sauchin are likely to stick in the AHL.
I didn't realize Worthington was.
I thought he was younger for
overager.
some reason.
Yeah.
The Lethbridge Hurricanes defenseman Wojtek Port signed a professional contract with a team in the Czechia Pro League for the 25-26 season. Jackson Unger committed to Colorado College in the NCAA for the next season. This makes the likely overagers list a little smaller for them, with 6, with forward Shane Smith, forward Anthony Wilson, forward Trey Johnson, forward Cooper Gazowski, forward Leo Braillard, and defenseman Matteo Fabrizi via Prince Albert. They also have Braden Yeager, Noah Chadwick, and Caden Price, but they're all NHL drafted and are likely to stay in the NHL or AHL.
Mm-hmm. The Wheat Kings captain Quinn Manti announced his commitment to Providence in the NCAA for the 25-26 season. That would make the Wheat Kings overage list forward Luke Misselbacher, defenseman Grayson Brzezinski, forward Nicholas Johnson, and forward Mateo Michaels, and goalie Carson Bjarnason, who was drafted by the Flyers, and it's unlikely to come back as he would go to the AHL.
Yeah. Calgary Hitmen have lost 3 05 players in Oliver Tolk, Carson Burney, and Dax Williams. Tolk announced his commitment to University of Wisconsin back in December and is going there for the next season. Williams announced his commitment to College of Holy Cross in May, and he will be going there in fall of 2025. Burney committed to Michigan Tech in February and will be attending for next season. And this leaves the Hitmen with forward Lucas Hansen, forward Ethan Moore, forward David and Adasinsky, and drafted players who are available for the AHL in defenseman Sawyer Menio, defenseman Axel Hertig, defenseman Carter Yakimchuk, and forward Tanner Howe.
They have so many NHL drafted players.
Mm-hmm.
06 forward and St. Louis draft pick Thomas Mercick announced his commitment to Colorado College in the NCAA.
That was just today, yeah.
No, I didn't see that yet. This is exciting. We're learning. It looks like he's going to be playing there in the 25-26 season with his older brother, Mateo Mercick. Along with that, 05 Raiders defenseman Wojtek Vokves signed a contract for his hometown team back in Czechia, leaving the Raiders with forward Harrison Lodwick, forward Aiden O-Ring, forward Braden Doobie, defenseman Justice Christensen, and defenseman Lucas Dragicevic, who's likely to stick with Seattle's AHL team.
What a list. That's a lot of really good guys for them.
Yeah.
It's like all the names I know. The Wenatchee Wild announced they have signed 05 forward Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott played in the BCHL with the Surrey Eagles for the past 2 years. This brings their overager situation to 6 players, as they have defenseman Easton Mannix, forward Dawson Seitz, defenseman Lucas McCluskey. It's a fun name. Goalie Alex Garrett, goalie Brendan Gee, and forward Sean Rios. As an extension of this 05 forward, Reed Anderson announced his commitment to Michigan Tech for the 25-26 season, so he's not returning.
I just want to make a quick note. Brendan Gee is such an underrated goalie, and I think that I really hope that Wenatchee keeps him as one of their overrated, because I have always really enjoyed watching him play. He was out with injury for a while. I don't remember if it was last season or the season before. Probably the season before, because that's when I was in Wenatchee. But he is great and deserves a good chance. And so I hope that he either stays in Wenatchee as one of their overagers, or he stays in the dub with another team that could really let him shine. He deserves that chance, I think. So shout out to Brendan Gee. He's a great
shout out
goalie, and I hope to see him shine even more. And then closing out with Medicine Tigers, they are losing Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick Caden Lindstrom to Michigan in the NCAA next season. Lindstrom is an 06 forward who was drafted 4th overall in the 2024 NHL draft. He's battled some bad injuries that kept him in Columbus for rehab till round 2 of the playoffs. He will be going to school near Columbus in his best interest. It is in his best interest, as he needs them to look over his injury. So Seems to be a good situation for him. And we wish that all these players the best in their future endeavors with these new teams. Really excited for all of them. And excited for everybody coming up with the overagers for the next season. I'm excited to see what the final verdicts are for those and who goes where and what happens there. We have some trades to go over really quick, and then we're going to close it out. And if you guys want to go ahead and go over those.
Right. I'll do the first one. So the first trade, not that there's been a lot, but Calgary acquired Caden Meyer, an 08 defenseman, from Kamloops, and in return, Kamloops got a 4th-round pick in 2026 and a 6th-round pick in 2028.
And trade, Calgary. Calgary acquired a 2nd-round pick in 2026 and a 2nd-round pick in 2028, and Swift Current, in return, acquired Noah Kosick, an 08 forward.
Yeah.
And that's been it so far, yeah.
Awesome. So that just about does it for the WHL info that we have for you. Because this is our season finale, I just wanted to thank everybody that have a little statement here. I started out the show, I want to say 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago in total. I hosted this show with a completely different logo and branding by myself and hosted it for about a year and had a really, really great loyal audience, and it was really awesome. And then I took a couple years off because I moved and I was in Wenatchee and I started college and everything was I was so busy. I started the show up again this season by myself and I was doing the same things. I had moved. I was in Portland now, and I was doing it by myself with no help. I was also full-time college student working a full-time job, and it was exhausting, and I was finding it really hard. And so I wanted to thank my best friends for joining the team with me. And so Tanner and Adrian, thank you so much for really helping me lighten the load. And then a very, very, very special shout out to Jesse, who works so hard behind the scenes for us. This show quite literally could not be possible without her.
Absolutely not.
You see the work she does every episode we do, because we're reading most of the script that we're reading has been written by her. And so just wanted to thank you so much to Jesse, who puts in so much work to make sure that we're giving you guys accurate stats and that everything is formatted right, and that we have a good format to follow and good stats, good news, and
answering all of your questions live.
She's literally we'll mispronounce a name and she'll message us being like, hey, it's actually this, or we'll I wonder what that stat was from 1994, and she'll be like, oh yeah, it's this, and we're like, thank you, Jesse. She's incredibly helpful and so smart and such a huge help. I'm just so honored to have my 3 best friends working with me on this show. I have not been able to do the levels of marketing and such that I really wanted to do, that because my dream is to work in sports media and management and marketing. And that's what I'm going to school for. It's part of why I'm so busy with school, is that's what I'm studying. And so the fact that I hadn't been able to really fuel this passion project as a passion project has made me sad, but I've still been able to do it with the help of my best friends. And moving forward next season, we have a lot behind, as I've alluded to so far, we have a lot behind the scenes. This is going to be something that we are hoping to make even bigger, with more, even better coverage of better. It's going to be fun. It's going to be better. Please follow us on here. Let me pull up the social medias here. So that way you guys can follow us on all the social medias here, because come on, there we go. That is our social media, the usernames there, mine, theirs, as well as the shows. Follow us, please, because we're going to be posting updates when we get them, and also big news will be coming soon. I don't know how soon is, but things are in the works. So thank you so much to my co-hosts. Thank you so much to Jesse. Thank you so much to you guys for watching and tuning in every episode. We really appreciate you. Couldn't have done it without you. This is not or what's the, I don't know. This is not farewell, or this is
Not a goodbye, but just see you later.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not goodbye, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. 1000%. We always come back. So again, thank you so much to everybody tuning in, and I hope that you
Thank
guys
you.
follow. So stay updated on all of the things and all the plans in the works, and yeah, have a great day. Thank you so much to everybody.